Right now I have 8 cards.
Two. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Check.
We're missing one class. I was trying to wait, but I'll wait one more. But it's good. Just go ahead and get quiet. There we are. Okay. Fairest ladies, esteemed lords, and all ye good folk, I welcome you to Redeemer School's Globe Theater and today's much anticipated performance of Shakespeare's The Tempest. Now, today you have in store an adventure full of storms, shipwrecks, surprises, but also family, forgiveness, and trust. So I know that you are in for an adventure. Are you ready to join me? Let's bow our heads and pray. Father God, we thank you so much for the opportunity to gather and to celebrate the amazing ways that you have gifted us through literature, through the gift of our talents, through the opportunity to learn more about you as we learn about people. Lord, thank you that you are our ultimate Father, our ultimate source of trust and forgiveness. Guide us as we glorify you in all the ways we can this morning. And it's in your precious Son, Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. Now, may I present to you William Shakespeare and Lord Chamberlain's Men.
Slow down, Lucy. Welcome to the Globe Theatre, the finest theatre in London. We are members of the Lord Chamberlain's Men, a company of actors known for performing the plays of William Shakespeare. My name is William Shakespeare. I was a playwright, poet, and actor of standing. I helped found the Lord Chamberlain's Men and remained with the company for 20 years of my life. We performed at court more than any other company. In 1599, the Globe Theatre was built, and Mr. Shakespeare was a 10% shareholder. He died in 1616 in Stratford. During his life, he composed 37 plays and 154 sonnets, which were first published in 1623 by his friends in the First Folio. He had command, some say, of a vocabulary of over 54,000 words. Tonight, thy diversion will be The Tempest, the tale of magic, betrayal, and forgiveness. Hark, hark, our sovereign majesty, Queen Elizabeth, has condescended to attend these evening's revels, whose gracious presence we must honor by donning our most reverent customs. I do entreat you, sirs and madams, please rise from your benches. Up, up. Gentlemen, as she passes, you will bow from thy waist and doff thy cap. Ladies, curtsy with poise, that we may defer to our royal patroness. welcome your majesty to our humble theater. We are determined this night to make such efforts as will please your grace. To these ends present sonnets and couplets as a prelude to our play.
Shakespeare's comedy, The Tempest, draws near. A tale of magic begins to take seed. With a raging storm, it's a tempest indeed.
I direct you to Europe off Italy's coast. A sorcerer, Prospero, will soon be your host.
As we wait for her arrival, cast over your eyes, this ship before sits near its stone eyes.
It tosses and heaves in the frenzied sea. The storm boils with anger as wild as can be. The wind howls in fury, flames smother the ship, sails twist and tangle in the tempest's grip.
Alfonsina, Queen of Naples, hurries along. She has come up to see what has gone wrong.
She bellows to sailors, "Do something quick." The boatswain shouts, "The storm is too thick."
Ferdinand the prince is in such dismay. He stumbles on deck in complete disarray. He and Sebastian, the queen's younger brother, tremble and cry and cling to each other.
Antonio, Duke, and Gonzalo, Lord, fear they will all be washed overboard.
The rigging trembles, the mainsail rips, the rudder breaks, and the crow's nest tips. With an ear-spring crash, the mast falls down. Within minutes, every soul will be drowned.
Beneath the dark waves, the doomed boat sinks, but two figures watch over the rocky chinks.
It is Prospera, the enchanter of the scene, and her daughter Miranda, a girl of 15.
Miranda wails and cries in despair. They've all vanished in that storm out there. My dearest mother, your magic I deplore. You have caused this awful, terrible uproar.
The time has come, Prospero has come at last to tell you our history, the story of our past.
You see, I was Milan's duchess and I ruled with care. She was the princess and my only heir.
Prospero continued to stare out to sea. My brother Antonio despised you and me.
He desired my position, my place, and my power. Ambition turned his love for me sour. I was not prepared for such deep hate, and one night Antonio unlocked Milan's gate.
We were pulled from our beds, smuggled to a boat, a horrible craft that could hardly float. It was only fate that kept us alive, or perhaps the will to survive.
We have lived here 12 years, just you and me, and now my bird is sailed by the sea. The time is right for me to set things straight. Go to sleep, dear daughter, you are up too late. Now let's watch the men, the monsters, the sprites. Shakespeare's The Tempest is a comedic delight.
Enjoy the show!
Let the play commence.
Bosun! Here, master, what cheer? Good. Speak to the mariners. Fall to it. Yarly, or we run ourselves to the ground. Bestir, bestir. Hi, my hearts. Cheerly, cheerly, my hearts. Yar, yar. Taking the topsail. Chinning the mast with whistle. Blow till thou burst thy wind, if room enough.
Where's the bosun?
I pray now, keep below.
Where's the master, boatswain?
Do you not hear? You mar our labor. Keep your cabins. You do assist the storm. When the sea is pinched, what carries these words to name of the queen? To cabin, silent, trouble us not.
Good, yet remember whom thou hast aboard.
None that I love more than myself. You're a counselor. You command these elements and work the peace of the present, will not hand up more. If you cannot, give thanks you've lived so long and make yourself ready in the cabin for the mischance of the hour, if still it hath. Cheerly, good hearts, out of our way, I say.
I have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. His complexion is perfect gallows. Stand fast, good faith, to his hanging, for make the rope of his destiny our cable, for our own difficult advantage. If you be not born to be hanged, our case is miserable.
Down with the Thomas! Yar! Lower, lower! Bring her child from main courts! Ah! A plague upon this howling! They're louder than the weather or our office. Yet again, what do you hear? Should we go and drown? Have you mind to sink?
A monster throw you falling! Blasphemous eternal dog!
Where'd you then?
Hang, cur! Hang, you insolent noisemaker! We are less afraid to be drowned than thou art!
I'll warrant him for drowning, though the ship is no stronger than a nutshell and as leaky as an unstamped wench.
Lay her hold! Set her two courses up to sea again! Lay her off!
We're
All lost! Prayers! Prayers! All lost!
What, must our mouths be cold?
The Queen and Prince of Prayers, let's assist them for our cases as theirs.
I'm out of patience.
We're merely cheated by our lives by drunkards and this white-chapped rascal. I hope you like the drowning of the watching of 10 tides.
He'll be hanged yet, though every drop of water swear against it and gape at widest to glut him.
Let's all sink with the queen!
Let's take leave of her.
Now would I give 1,000 furlongs to sea for just an acre of barren ground, long heath, brown furs, anything. The wills above be done, but I would fain die a dry death.
See, and all the devils are here.
If by your art, my dearest mother, you have put the wild waters in this roar, allay them, the sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch, but that sea, mounting to the welkin's cheek, dashes the fire out. I've suffered with those I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had, no doubt, some noble creature in her, dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry to knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished. Had I been any god of power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere it should the good ship so have swallowed the frauding souls within her.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart, there is no harm done.
Oh, woe the day.
Hey, no harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee. Thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospera, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater mother.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time. I should inform thee further. In thy hand, pluck my magic garment from me. Lie there, mine art. I tell thine eyes, have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as a hair, but to any creature aboard the vessel, which thou heardest cry and which thou sawest sink. Sit down, for thou must know further.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped, left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, stay, not yet.
The hour is now come. The very minute bids thee ope thine ear. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came into this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou was not out 3 years old.
Certainly, madam, I can.
By what? By any other house or person? Of any image, tell me, that hath kept with thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark background and abysm of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here thou mayest.
But that I do not.
12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since, thy mother was Duchess of Milan and a prince of power.
Madam, are you not my mother?
Thy father was a piece of virtue, and he said, thou wast my daughter. Thy mother was Duchess of Milan, thou her only heir, and a princess no worse issued.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence? Or blessed was it we did?
Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, for we heaved thence, but blessedly helped hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think of the teen I have turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please you farther.
My brother and thy uncle, called Antonio, I prithee, mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious. He who next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my state, as at the time, throughout all the signories, it was the first, and Prospera, the prime duchess, being so reputed in dignity for all the liberal arts, without a parallel. Those being all my study, the government I cast upon my brother. To my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, dost thou attend me?
Madam, most heedfully.
Being once perfected how to grant suits and how to deny them, who to advance and who to transfer over topic. New created the creatures that were mine, I say, or changed them, or else new formed them, having both the key of officer and office. He set all hearts in his state, to tune pleased his ear. And now he was the ivy which had hid my princely trunk, and sucked my verdure out onto it. Thou attendest not.
Oh, good madam, I do.
I prithee, mark me. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to the closeness and bettering of my mind, with that which, but by being so retired, or prized all popular rate, and in my false brother awaked an evil nature, and my trust, like a good parent, did beget of him a falsehood, in its contrary as great as my trust had been, which indeed had no limit, a confidence sans bound. He being thus lorded, not only with what my revenue yielded, but with what my power might else exact, like one who, having to truth by telling of it, made such a sinner of his memory to credit his own lie. He did believe he indeed was the Duke, out of the substitution and executing the outward face of royalty with all prerogative. Hence, his ambition growing, dost thou hear?
Your tale, madam, would cure deafness.
To have no screen between this part he played and she he played it for, he needs will be absolute Milan. Me, poor woman, my library was duchy large enough. Of temporal royalties, he thinks me now incapable. Confederates! Oh. So dry he was for sway with the Queen of Naples, to give him annual tribute, do him homage, subject his coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom, yet unbowing. Alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Mark his condition and the event. Then tell me if this might be a brother.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad sons.
Now's the condition. The Queen of Naples, being an enemy to mine inveterate, hearkened to my brother's suit, which was that he, in lieu with all the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan with all the honors on my brother. Whereon a treacherous army levied. One midnight, fated to the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness, the ministers for the purpose hurried thence, me and thy crying self.
Alack for pity! I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry it over again, is a hint that rings mine eyes to it.
Here a little further, then I'll bring thee to the present business, which now's upon us, without which this story were most impertinent.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well, demanded, girl. My tale provokes that question. Dear, they durst not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with colors fair painted their foul ends. In few, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast. The very rats instinctively had quit it. There they hoist us, to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, the cherubim, thou wast that did preserve me. thou didst smile, infused with a fortitude from heaven. When I have decked the sea with drops, full salt, and under my burden groaned, then raised up in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food had we, and some water, that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, out of his charity, being then appointed master of this design, did give us, with rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessities, which since have steadied much. Ooh, and so, of his gentleness, knowing, I love my books, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever see that man.
Ooh, now I rise. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here on this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmistress, made thee more profit than other princesses can have, who have more time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
Heavens, thank you for it. And now, I pray you, madam, for still 'tis beating in my mind, your reason for raising this sea storm?
Oh, yeah. Know thus far forth, by accident most strange, bountiful fortune. Now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought unto this shore. And by my prescience I find my zenith doth depend upon a most auspicious star, whose fortunes, if now I court not but omit, my fortunes will ever after droop. Here, cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come, with a thought, I think thee, Ariel, come.
All hail, great mistress.
Brave madam, hail.
I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly,
To swim,
to ride on the curled
to
clouds,
dive into the fire,
to thy strong bidding task, Ariel.
and all her quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to the point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article.
I boarded the queen's ship,
Now on the beak,
now on the waist,
the deck,
in every cabin.
I flamed amazement
Sometimes I'll divide
and burn in many places.
on the topmast
The yards
and bowsprit.
would I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightnings, the precursors of the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary and sight outrunning were not.
The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege, and make his bold waves tremble, yea, his dread trident shake.
Why, that's my spirit. But was this not nigh shore?
Close by, my mistress.
Oh, but are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a soul, but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation.
All but mariners plunged in the foaming brine and quit the vessel.
Then, all fire within me, the queen's son, Ferdinand, with hair up staring,
Then, like reeds, not hair,
was the first man that leapt, cried, "Hell is empty, and all the devils are here."
Why, that's my spirit. Of the Queen's company. Say how thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet?
Safely in harbors the Queen's ship, in the deep nook, where once thou calledst me up at midnight, to fetch dew from the still vexed Bermudes. The mariners, all under hatches stowed, who, with a charm joined to their suffered labor, I have left asleep. And the Queen's son, who I have landed by himself.
Say again. Where hast thou put the ship?
They have all met again and are upon the Mediterranean float, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing that they saw the Queen shipwrecked and her great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work. What's the time of the day?
On the 6th hour.
At least 2 glasses. The time between 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost forget, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now? Moody? What is it thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee, remember, I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistaking, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise me to bate me a full year.
Dost thou forget what a torment I did free thee?
No, madam.
Thou dost! And thou think it is much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp winds of the north, to do me business in the veins of the earth, when it is baked with frost.
I do not, madam.
Thou liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the foul witch, Sycorax, who with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, madam.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak, tell me.
Madam, in Argier.
Oh, was she so? I must once a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgettest. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible, to enter human hearing, from Argier, thou knowest, was banished. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is not this true?
Aye, madam, but
this blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and left here by the sailors. Thou, my servant, as thou reports thyself, was then her servant, and, for thou wast a spirit, too delicate to act her earthly and abhorred commands, she did confine thee with the help of her more potent ministers into a cloven pine, within which rift thou didst painfully remain 12 years, within which space she died and left thee there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Then was this island, save for the sun, that she did litter here, a freckled whelp hag born, not honored with a human shape.
yes, Caliban, her son.
Dull thing, say I so. He, that Caliban, whom now I keep in my service. Thou knowest best what a torment I did free thee. Thy groans did make wolves howl and penetrate the breast of ever-angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, mistress, but
If thou more murmurest, I shall rend an oak and peg thee in his naughty entrails till thou hadst howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, mistress. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so. And after 2 days, I shall discharge thee.
That's my noble mistress.
What shall I do? Say
what?
What shall I do?
Go. Make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine only, invisible to every eyeball else. Go, take this shape and hither come in it. Go hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hadst slept well, awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on, we'll visit Caliban, my servant, who will never yield us a kind answer.
'Tis a villain, madam, I do not love to look on.
Aye, but as 'tis, we cannot miss him, for he does make our fire, fetch in our wood, and serve in offices that profit us. What ho, servant! Thou art thou, speak!
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say. There's other business for thee. Come, thou tortoise, win!
It shall be done.
Thou most poisonous servant, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth.
As wicked dew is ere my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome fin drop on you both. A southwest blow on ye and blister you all over.
For this be sure, tonight thou shalt be pinched, side stitches that shall pin thy breath up. Urchins shall, that for that vast of night that they may work, all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched, thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than the bees that made them.
I must eat my dinner, 'cause this island's mine, by Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and madest much of me, wouldst give me water with berries in it, teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren place, and fertile. Cursed be I that did so. All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you, for I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine, O king, and you stymie me in this hard rock as you do keep me from the rest of the isle.
Thou most lying servant, whom stripes may move not kindness, I pitied thee, filth though thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to undermine my mastery of the isle.
Oh, what had been done. Thou didst prevent me, else I would be called Caliban King.
Abhorred servant, on whom any print of goodness wilt not stick. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or another. When thou didst savage, not know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish, I endowed thy purposes with words to make them known. But thy vile heart, though thou didst learn, harbored evil that good could not abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined to this rock, and thou hast deserved more than a prison.
You taught me your language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for learning me your language.
Hagseed hints! Fetch us in fuel and be quick. Thou wert best to answer other business. Oh, shruggest thou malice? If thou neglectest or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar that beasts should tremble at thy din.
No, pray thee. Her art is of such power, it can control my mother's god Set, make a vassal of him.
So, servant, hence!
Come unto these yellow sands and then take hands. Curtsied when you have and kissed the wild waves whist. Foot and feet lean here and there, and sweet sprites the burthen bear. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chanticleer.
Where should this music be? I the air, or the earth? It sounds no more, and sure it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again, the queen, my mother, a wreck. This music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion. Thence I followed it, or it half dawned me rather, but it is gone. No, it begins again.
Full fathom 5 thy father lies, whose bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes, none of him that doth fade. But doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Hark! Now I hear them. Ding dong bell.
Oh, the ditty doth remember my drowned mother. This is no mortal business, nor sound that the earth owns. I hear it now above me.
Fringed curtain of thine eye, advance, and say what thou seest yond.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, girl, it eats and sleeps and has such senses as we have. Such. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck, but he's something stained with grief. Thou mightest call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
Goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit finds spirit. I'll free thee within 2 days for this. A word, good sir? I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my mother so urgently? This is the second band that ever I saw, the first that ever I sighed for. Pity moved my mother to be inclined my way.
Oh, if unwed, and your affections not gone forth, I'll make thee the Queen of Naples.
Soft, sir! 1 word more. They are both in either's powers. At first sight, they have changed eyes. But this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. 1 word more. I charge thee that thou attendest me. Thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy to win it from me, the lady on it.
No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Oh. What? An advocate for an impostor? 1 word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. Foolish wench, thou thinkest there is no more such creatures as he, having seen but him and Caliban. Foolish wench, to the most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Follow me. Speak you not for him. He's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Salt water shalt thou drink. Thy food shall be the fresh brook mussels, withered roots and husks, wherein the acorn cradled.
No, I resist such entertainment till mine enemy hath more power.
Oh, dear mother, make not too rash a trial of him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
Put thy sword up, traitor. Thou makest a show, but darest not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt, I could here disarm thee and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, mother.
Hence, hang not on my garments.
Mother, have pity. I'll be his surety.
Hush. Thy nerves are in their infancy again and have no vigor in them.
Oh, my spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. This weakness which I feel, the loss of my mother, and the wreck of all my friends, nor this woman's threats to whom I am subdued are but light to me. Might I, once a day, through my prison, behold this maid, all corners else the earth, let liberty make use of, have I space enough in such a prison?
It works. Thou hast done well. Come, follow. Hark what thou else shalt do me. Come, follow me.
Be of comfort. My mother's of a better nature, sir, than she appears by. Speech! This is unwanted which now came from her.
Thou shalt be as free as the mountain winds, but then exactly do all points in my command. Follow me, obey, come!
Beseech you, madam, be merry, for you have cause, so have we all of joy. For our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant, and the merchant have just our theme of woe. I mean our preservation. Few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good madam, weigh our sorrows with our comfort.
Prithee, peace.
She receives comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor knocked him over, so.
Look, he's winding up the watch of his wit. By and by it will strike.
Madam,
One, tell.
when every grief is entertained that's offered comes to the entertainer.
$1.
Dollar indeed comes to him. You have spoken more than you purpose.
You've taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lady,
Fie, what a spendthrift he is of his tongue.
Prithee, spare.
well, I have done but yet.
He will be talking.
Which of he or Adriana, for a good wager, first begins to crow?
The old codger.
The dame.
Done. The wager?
A laughter.
A match.
Though this island seems to be desert,
Ha ha ha. So you're paid.
uninhabitable, and almost inaccessible.
Yet?
Yet,
She could not miss it.
it must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate wench.
Aye, and as subtle as she most learnedly delivered,
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
as if it had lungs, and rotten ones.
Or twere perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
Of that there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass is, how green.
The ground, indeed, is tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
He misses not much.
No, he doth but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is almost beyond credit.
As many vouched rarities are.
Methink their garments being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and new glosses, rather being new dyed than stained in salt water.
If but one of his pockets could speak, wouldn't it say he lies?
I or very falsely pocket up his report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we first put them on in Africa, at the marriage of the Queen's fair daughter Claribel to the King of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper. Well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
Not since Widow Ditto's time.
Widow Ditto? A pox of that. How came that widow in? Widow Ditto.
What if he had said widow or Aeneas, too? Good Lord, how you take it.
Widow Ditto, said you. You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis.
This Tunis, madam, was Carthage.
Carthage?
I assure you, Carthage.
His word is more than the miraculous harp. He hath raised the wall and houses too.
What other matter will make easy next?
I think he will carry this island home in his pocket and give it to his son for an apple.
Aye, and sowing the kernels into the sea, bring forth more islands.
Aye.
Why, in good time.
Madam, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we put them on at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
And the rarest that ever came there.
Bait, I beseech you, Widow Ditto.
Widow Ditto, Widow Ditto.
Is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as I wore it? I mean, in a sort?
That sort was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage?
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my senses. Would I never marry my daughter there, for coming thence my son is lost, and in my rate she too is so far from Italy removed, I never again shall see her. O thou mine heir of Naples and of Milan, which strange fish hath made his meal on land?
Madam, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trode the water, whose eddy he flung aside and breasted the surge most swollen that met him, and oared the contentious waves with good arms and lusty stroke. As stooping to relieve him, I not doubt he came alive to land. No, he's gone.
Madam, you may thank yourself for this great loss. That would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather lose her to an African, where she at least is banished from your eye, who hath cause to wet grief on it.
Prithee, peace.
You were kneeled to and importuned otherwise by all of us, and the fair soul herself, weighed between loathness and obedience, at which end of the beam should bow. We have lost your son, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest. Oh, the loss.
My good Lord Sebastian, the truth you speak does lack some gentleness, and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
And most cheer gently.
It is foul weather, so good sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather.
Very foul.
And had I plantation of the style, my lord?
Held salt with needle seed.
Or docks. Or mallows.
And when the queen on it, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
I would, by the contraries, execute all things for no kind of traffic, while I admit no name of magistrate. Letters should not be known. Riches, poverty, and use of service, none. Contract, succession, born, bound of land, tilt, vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, wine, or oil. No occupation, all men idle, all. And women too, but innocent and pure.
This latter end of his commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without having to endeavor sword, pike, knife, gun, or sweat, or treason. What I do not have, nature should bring forth of its own kind, all poison, all abundance to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among his subjects.
None, man, all idle, wenches and knaves.
And I would with such perfection govern, sir, that I would excel the golden age.
God save his majesty.
Long live Gonzalo.
And do you mark me, madam?
No more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
Very well, your highness. I only did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who are of such nimble lungs that they always used to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who in this merry kind of fooling am nothing to you, so you can continue to laugh at nothing still.
What a blow is there given?
And it had not fallen flat long.
You are men of brave mettle. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she would continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
We would so, and then we would go a bat fouling.
Nay, my good lord, be not angry.
Will you laugh me to sleep? For I am very tired.
Go, sleep, and hear us.
What? How so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would shut up my thoughts, but I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, madam, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lady, will watch your guard as you take your rest, and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
Just the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I feel myself not disposed to sleep.
Nor I, but my spirits are nimble, as they flow together as by consent, as dropped by a thunderstroke. Oh, what, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might? No more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face. The occasion speaks thee. My strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What, art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakest out as I sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose, to be asleep, with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Thou lest our fortune sleep, die rather, while winkest while thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I'm more serious to my custom. You must be so too, if heed me, which troubles thee o'er.
Well, I am standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so, to ebb. Hereditary sloth instructs me.
Thus, sir, the purpose you cherish it, while thus you mock it, and stripping it, ebbing men indeed, as most do so near the bottom run, by their own fear or sloth.
Pretty, say on. Setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed, which throws thee much to yield.
Now, this Gonzalo. This Although this Lord of weak remembrance, this who shall be as little memory shall not. When he is earth, he is of persuasion, for he is a spirit of persuasion, professes to persuade. The queen, her son's alive. 'Tis as impossible that he is undrowned, for whoever sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Out of that no hope, great hope have you. A hope so high that even ambition cannot pierce a wink beyond. Do you understand?
He thinks I do.
And how does your own content tend to your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your sister Prospera.
True, and look how well my garments sit upon me, much feeder than before. My sister's servants used to be my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience?
Thus, sir, if 'twere a kite 'twould put me to my slipper, I feel no deity in my bosom. 20 consciences twixt me and Milan. Here lies your sister, no better than the earth she lies upon. If she's what she's like, that's dead. And me with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it can lay a bed forever. And this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, should not abrade our course. And as for the others, they'll take suggestions as a cat laps milk. We'll tell the clock to any business we say befits the hour.
Prithee, say on. The setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed which throws thee much to yield.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do it delight to fall on Gonzalo.
Oh, but one word.
My master, through her art, foresees the danger that you, her friend, are in, and sends me forth, for else her project dies, to keep them living. While you hear to snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy his time doth take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake, awake.
Then let's both be sudden.
Awake!
Malkin, what's up, Queen?
Why? How now? Why awake? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Whilst we stood here, securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls, or rather lions. Did it not wake you? It struck my ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to surely make an earthquake. Surely must have been a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honor, madam, I heard a humming, and that strange one too, which did awake me. I shaked you, madam, and cried. As mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. I did hear a noise. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place tonight. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts, for he is sure in the isle.
Lead away.
Chair, Barrett, chair.
Prospera, my lady, shall know what I have done. So, queen, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the inflections that the sun sucks up, from bogs, fins, flats, on Prospera fall and make her by Ishmael disease. Her spirits hear me, yet it needs must curse. But there'll be nor pinch, fright me with urchin, shows, nor pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way, unless she bid 'em. But for every trifle that are set upon me, sometimes like apes that moan chatter at me after bite me, and then like hedgehogs that lie tumbling in my barefoot way, sometimes mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometimes I'm all wound with adders who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo, no, lo, here comes the spirit of hers to torment me for bringing my wood in slowly. I'll fall flat, perchance she won't not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all, and another storm brewing. I hear it sing in the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard that would shed its liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pailfuls. What have we here? A man? Or a fish? Dead or alive? A fish! He smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. Strange fish. Were I in England now, as once I was, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday fool there would but give a piece of silver. There would this monster make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man. When they will not give a doit to relieve a lame beggar, they lazy out 10 to see a dead Indian. Legged like a man, and fins like arms, warm of my troth. I do now let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander that hath lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Oh, alas, the storm has come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There's no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I'll here be shrouded till the dregs of the storm are past.
I shall no more to sea. Here shall I die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort.
The master, the swabber, the boatswain, I, gunner, his mate, love Mal, Meg, Marie, and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate, for she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to the sailors, go hang, then to the sea, the boys, and let her go hang.
This is a scurvy tune too, but here's my comfort.
Do not torment me. Ah!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do they play tricks upon savages or men of end? Ha! I have not escaped drowning to be afraid of your 4 legs. It hath been said as proper as a man can ever go on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And it shall be said, so again, while Stefano breathed as nostrils.
Her spirits torment me.
Ah! This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs, who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should he learn our language?
I will give him some relief, if it be but for that, if I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him. He shall be a present for any emperor that ever trods on neath leather.
Thou dost me have a little hurt. Thou wilt anon. I know by thy trembling. Now Prospero works upon thee.
Come your ways. Open your mouth. Here's what will give language to you. Cat, open your mouth. This will shake your shaking. I can tell you, and that soundly, you cannot tell who is your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned and these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster. His forward voice is to speak well of his friends, while his backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help him ague. Come, amen. I'll pour some to thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Doth thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is a devil and no monster. I will leave, I've no long spoon.
If thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I'm Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo.
Thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. if any of these legs be Trinculo legs, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed! How camest thou to the siege of this moon calf? Can he vent Trinculos?
Took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? And you, Lorenzo? Oh, I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead moon calf's gabardine for fear of the storm. And art thou living? Oh, Stefano, Trinculo, and Lorenzo, three Neapolitan scapes.
Prithee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things. If they be not sprites, that's a brave god and bear celestial liquor. I
How-
will kneel to him.
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither?
We escaped off a butt of a sack, which the sailors heaved overboard, by this bottle, which I made out of the bark of a tree, with my very own hands since we were cast ashore. Swear to that. See how thou escapest.
Swum ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck, I'll be sworn.
Why, man, a duck can't swim not half as well as thee.
Here, kiss the book. Thou canst swim like a duck, but thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, hast any more of this?
The whole butt, man.
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was the man in the moon when time was.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Swear to that. Kiss the book. We'll furnish it anon with new context. Swear.
This good light, this is a very shallow monster. I have feared of him, a very weak monster.
A most poor, credulous monster. Well-drawn monster, in good sooth.
I'll show that every furrow inch of the island, and I'll kiss thy foot. I pray thee, be my god.
By this light, this is the most perfidious and drunken monster. When his god's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself thy subject. I pray thee, be my god.
Come on then, down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find it in my heart to beat him.
Come and kiss.
But that the poor monsters in drink, an abominable monster.
I pray thee, let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee pig nuts. Show thee a jay's nest, instruct thee how to snare a nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scammers from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
I prithee now, lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the king and all our company else be dead. We will inherit here and here. Bear my bottle, fellow Trinculo, brother Lorenzo. We will fill 'em up by and by again.
Farewell, master. Farewell, farewell.
A howling monster, a drunken monster.
Most manly, monstrous monster. A monster for all mankind.
No more dams I'll make for fish, nor fetch in firing at requiring, nor scrape trencher, nor wash dish. Ban, ban, Calaban. Has a new master, good new man. Freedom, heyday, heyday, freedom. Freedom, heyday, freedom.
Oh, brave monster, lead the way.
Therefore, some spores are painful, and their labors, delight in them, sets off some kinds of baseness, which are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This, my mean task, would be as heavy to me as odious. And my mistress weeps when she sees me work. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her mother's crab, and she's composed of harshness. I must remove some 1,000 of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My mistress says such baseness had never like executor. I do even forget, but these sweet thoughts do refreshen my labors, busy lest when I do it.
Alas now, pray you, work not so hard. I would the lightning had burn up those logs that you were enjoined to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. When this burns, it will weep for having wearied you. My mother is hard at study. Pray now, rest yourself. She's safe for these 3 hours.
Oh, my dear mistress, the sun shall set before I will finish what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll be your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, brave creature, I would not so endure this wooden slavery. Well, and you do it while I'm sitting lazy by?
It
No.
would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my good will is to it, and yours it is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, dear mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me. When you are by at night, I do beseech you chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my mother, I broke your hest to say so.
Oh, admire Miranda, indeed the top of admiration. Full many a lady I have eyed with the best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. Oh, so perfect and so peerless are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex, no woman's face remember, save from my glass, mine own. Nor have I seen more than I may comb in than you, good friend. How features are abroad, I am skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you, nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. But I prattle something too wildly in my mother's precepts I therein do forget.
I am in my condition a prince. I do think a king, Miranda. I would not so suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. Then hear my soul speak. The very instant I saw you, my heart did fly to your service, and there it resides, making me slave to it. Thus, I am thus patient log man.
Do you love me?
Oh heaven, oh earth, crown what I professed, if hollowly invert what is best boded me to mischief. I, beyond all else in the world, do love, prize, and honor you.
I am a fool to weep at what I'm glad of.
Wherefore you weep?
At mine unworthiness. that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling, and all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. Hence, bashful cunning, and prompt me, plain and holy innocence. I am your wife if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow you may deny me, but I'll be your servant, whether you will or no.
My mistress distressed, and thus humbled ever.
My husband then?
I with a heart as willing, here is my hand.
And mine, with my heart in it. And now farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000, 1,000.
Oof. Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breeds between them. So glad of this as they, I cannot be, who are surprised with all. But my rejoicing at nothing can be more. Out my book, for yet ere supper time must I perform much business appertaining.
Tell me not when the butt is out, we will drink water, not a drop before. Therefore, bear up and board them. Servant monster, drink to me.
They say there are 6 upon the isle. We are 4 of them. If the other 2 be brained like us, the state totters.
Drink, servant monster. Thy eyes are almost set upon thy head.
Where should they be set else? He were a brave monster indeed if they were set in his tail.
My man, monster, have drowned his tongue in sack. For my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam ere I could recover the shore, 35 leagues off and on. By this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant, monster, or my standard.
Your lieutenant, if you list. He is no standard.
We'll not run, Monsieur Monster.
Nor go neither, yet you'll lie like dogs and say nothing neither.
Mooncalf, speak once in thy life, if thou beest a good mooncalf.
How does thou honor? Let me lick thy shoe. I'll not serve him. He is not valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster. I am encased to Justelo Constable. Why thou debauched fish, thou? Was there ever man a coward that hath drunk so much sack as I today? Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
Lo, how he mocks me. Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural.
Lo, again. Biting the death, I prithee.
Trinculo, keep a good tongue in thy head. If thou provest a mutineer, the next tree. The poor monster is my subject, and he shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Mary, I will kneel and repeat it. I will stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told thee before, I'm a subject to a tyrant, that by her sorceress she hath taken me at the isle from me. Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou! I and my valiant mistress would destroy thee. I do not lie.
Lorenzo, if you trouble him in any more words tale, by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why, I said nothing.
Mum then, and no more. Proceed.
I say by sorcery she got this isle. From me she got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on her, for I know thou darest, but this thing dare not.
That's most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
How shall this break him past? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yea, my lord. I'll either hear thee asleep, or thou mayest knock a nail into her head.
Thou liest. Thou canst not.
Trinculo, if you trouble him in any more worse tale, by this hand I will turn my mercies out the door, make a stockfish of thee.
Why, what did I? I did nothing. I'll go farther off.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Thou liest.
Do I so? Take thou that! As you like it, give me the lie another time.
I did not give the lie. Out of your wits and bearings, too? This can sack and drink and do. I'm a rain on your monster, and the devil take your fingers.
Now, prithee, stand farther off. Proceed.
Beat him enough. After a little time, I'll beat him too.
Stand farther! Come, proceed.
Why? As I told thee, 'tis a custom with her. In the afternoon of sleep, there thou mayst brain her, having first seized her books, or with a log, batter her skull, or punch her with a stake, or cut her weazen with thy knife. Remember, first to possess her books, for without them she is but a sot, as I am, nor hath not one spirit to command. They all do hate her, as rudely as I. And when she has a house, she'll deck withal, and that most deeply to consider is the beauty of her daughter. She herself caused her a non-peril. I never saw a woman, but only Sycorax my dam and she. But she far surpasseth Sycorax, as greatest as least.
Is it so brave a lass?
Could such a creature live on this island?
Aye, Lord, she'll become thy wife, I warrant.
Monster, I will kill this woman. Her daughter and I shall be king and queen. Save our graces. Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand. I am sorry I beat thee, but while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head. My honor. What have we here?
What is the same?
Is this the tune of our catch played by the picture of nobody?
If thou beest a man, show thyself like this. If thou beest a devil, take thou as thou list.
Oh, forgive me my sins.
Bless me, sweet fates, I'm too young to die.
He that dies pays all debts. I defy thee. Mercy upon us.
Art thou afeard?
No, monster, not I.
Be not afeard. This isle is full of noises, sounds of sweet airs that bring delight and hurt none. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears, that if I waked after a long sleep, the clouds methought would open and show riches, ready to drop on me, that when I waked, I cried to dream again.
When I have a kingdom, I will have my music for nothing.
When Prospera is destroyed,
that shall be by and by. I remember the story.
The sound is going off. Let's follow and after do our work.
Lead, monster. I'll follow. I could see this Tabor. She lays it on.
Well, come. I'll follow Stefano.
And I as well, before the devils find us again.
By'r Larkin, I can go no further, madam. I needs must rest me. Do forthrights and menders.
O Lord, I cannot blame thee, who in myself have passed with weariness, the dulling of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here I will put off my hopes and keep it no longer from my fathers. He is drowned, whom thus we stray to find, and the sea mocks him for should search on land. Well, let him go.
I'm glad that ye so out of hope. Do not for one repulse forego the resolve to effect.
The next advantage we will take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight, for they are pressed with travel. They will not nor cannot use such vigilance as they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this? My good lords, hark.
Marvelous, sweet music.
Oh, heavens, what were these?
A living drollery. Now I will believe that there are unicorns. That in Arabia there is one tree, the phoenix's throne. One phoenix at this hour reigning there.
I'll believe both. And who else wants credit, come to me. I swear that travelers near did lie, but fools at home condemned them.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me if I said I saw such islanders? For certes, these are people of the island, who, though yet they are of monster shape, yet note that they are more gentle kind spirits than our own human generation. You shall find many, nay, almost any.
Honest Lord, thou hast spoke well. For some of you here are worse than devils.
They vanished strangely.
No matter, since they have left their viands behind, for we have stomachs. Will it please you to taste of what is here?
Not I.
Fear not, madam. When we were boys, who believe us if we saw such mountaineers, dewlaps like bulls whose throats hang at 'em.
Or that there were such men whose heads stood in their breasts, which now we find each putter out of 5 for 1 will bring us good warrant of.
These are not natural events. My lord the Duke, stand to and do as we.
You three are men of sin,
whom destiny that hath to instrument this lower world and what is in it, the never surfeited sea hath caused to belch up you.
and on this island, where men doth not inhabit, you amongst men be most unfit to live. I have made you mad, and even with such like valor men hang
and drown their proper selves.
You fools, I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds.
Or with the mocked-at stabs kill the still closing waters, as diminish one dowel that's in my quill.
My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords are now too massive for your strengths and will not be uplifted. But remember, for that's my business to you,
that you three from the line did supplant good Prospera, exposed unto the sea, which hath requited her and her innocent child,
for which foul deed the powers,
delaying,
not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores.
Yea, all the creatures
against your peace. Thee of thy son Alfonsina they have bereft,
and do pronounce by me lingering perdition.
Worse than any death can be at once.
Shall step by step attend you and your ways,
whose wrath to guard you from,
which here in this most desolate isle
else falls upon your heads. is nothing but heart sorrow, and a clear life ensuing.
Bravely the figure of this harpy hast thou performed my Ariel. A grace it had devouring. Of my instruction hast thou nothing badest in what thou hadst to say. So with good life and observation strange, my meaner ministers their several kinds have done. My high charms work, and these mine enemies are all knit up in their distractions. They now are in my power. And in these fits, I leave them, whilst I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, his and mine loved darling.
In the name of something holy, madam, why stand you in this strange stare?
What is monstrous, monstrous? Methought the pillar spoke and told me of it. The winds did seem to me, the dreadful, deep organ pipe pronounced the name of Prospero. Therefore my son in the mud is oozed, and mud is bedded, and I will seek him deeper and deeper than e'er plummet sounded.
But one fiend at a time. I fought thy legion's oar. I'll be thy second.
The desperate, their great guilt to work like poison, given a great time after. Now begins to bite the spirits. I do beseech you, those that are of suppler joints, follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may provoke them to.
Follow, I pray you.
Chair bearer, chair!
If I have to austerely punish you, your compensation makes amends. For I have here given you a third of mine own life, or that for which I live, which once again I tender to thy care. All thy vexations were but trials of thy love, and thou hast, strangely, stood the test here. Afore heaven I ratify this, my rich gift. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her off. For thou shalt find she shall outstrip all praise, and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it. Against an oracle.
Then, as my gift and thine own acquisition, worthily purchased, take my daughter.
As I hope, for quiet days, long life, fair issue, with such love as 'tis now. The strongest suggestion, the murkiest den, nor the most opportune place can, shall never melt mine honor into dishonor, to take away the sanctity of our union.
Fairly spoke. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. What, Ariel, my industrious servant Ariel?
What would my potent master? Here I am.
Hast thou, Ariel, performed what I bade thee?
To every article. And they do expect it from you.
Yes, thou and thy meaner fellows, at your last service, did wordly perform, and I must use you in such another trick. Go, bring the rabble, of whom I give thee power, here, to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently?
I with a twink.
Before you can say come and go, and breathe twice and cry, so, each one tripping on his toe, will be here with mop and mow. Do you love me, master? No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel, do not approach till thou dost hear me call.
Well, I conceive.
Look you, be diligent. Do not give dalliance too much rein. The strongest oaths were straw to the fire and the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night your vow.
I warrant you, madam, the cold white snow upon my heart abates the odor of my liver.
Well, come, Ariel, bring a quarterly, rather than want a spirit. No tongue, all eyes, be silent.
Ceres, most bounteous lady, thy rich lees of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas, thy turfy mountains where live nibbling sheep, and flat meads thatchest over, them to keep. Thy banks with hind and twill brims, which spongy April at thy hest betrims, to make cool nymphs chaste crowns in thy broom groves, whose shadow the dismissed bachelor loves. Being last lorn thy rich vineyard and thy sea marge, lifeless and craggy, for thyself dost air the queen o' sky, whose watery art to messenger am I, bids thee leave these and with her sovereign grace, in this grass plot in this fairy place, to come and to sport her peacocks fly amain. Approach it, Ceres, here to entertain.
Hail, many-colored messenger, that ne'er dost disobey the wife of Jupiter, whose saffron wings upon my flowers diffuses honey drops, refreshing showers, and with each end of thy blue bow dost crown these bosky acres and this unshrubed down, rich scarf to my proud earth. Why hath thy queen summoned me hither to this short grass green?
A contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation freely to a state, on the blessed lovers.
Tell me, heavenly bow, if Venus or her son, as thou dost know, do now attend the queen, since they did plot the means that dusky diss my daughter got, her and her blind boy scandal company, I've forsworn.
Of her society be not afraid. I met her deity, cutting clouds towards Paphos her son, dove drawn with her. Here it seems as though some wan charm upon this man made, whose vows are laid beneath the altar.
Highest queen of state, great Juno comes, I know her by her gait.
How does my bounteous sister go with me to bless this twain, that they may be prosperous and honored in their issue? Honor, riches, marriage, blessings, long continuance and increasing, hourly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings upon you.
Earth's increase, foys in plenty, barns and gardeners never empty, vines with clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly earth embowing. Spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Sarah's blessing so is on you.
This is a most majestic vision and harmoniously charming. May I be so bold to think the spirits?
Spirits, which by mine art I have from their confines called to enact my present fancies.
Oh, so rare a wonder, mother and wife, makes this place paradise. Oh, let me live here ever.
Sweet, now, silence. Juno and Ceres whisper seriously. There's something else to do. Hush, be mute, or else our spell is marred.
You nymphs call naiads of the wandering brooks, with your such crowns and ever harmless looks. Leave your crisp channels into this green land, answer your summons Juno does command. Come, temperate nymphs, and help celebrate a contract of true love. Be not too late. You sunburnt cyclamen of August weary, come hither from the furrow and be merry. Make holiday your rice straw hats put on, and these fresh nymphs encounter everyone in the country footing.
I forgot the foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done! Avoid no more!
Huh, this is strange. Your mother's in some passion that works her strangely.
Never till this day saw I her touched with anger so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels now are ended. These are actors. As I foretold you, we're all spirits, and are melted into air, to thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherits shall dissolve. Like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness. My brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you please, retire into my cell. There repose. A turn or two I'll walk to still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Come, with a thought, I thank thee, Ariel, come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to.
What's thy pleasure? Spirit, you must prepare to meet with Caliban.
My commander, when I presented Ceres, I thought to have told thee of it, but I feared lest I might anger thee.
Say again? Where didst thou leave these varlets?
I told you, madam, they were red hot with drinking.
So fun of valor that they smote the air for breathing in their faces.
Beat the ground for kissing of their feet.
Yet always bending towards their project. Then I beat my tabor.
At which, like unbacked colts, they pricked their ears,
advanced their eyelids,
lifted up their noses as they smelt music. So I charmed my ears, that calf-like they my lowing followed through toothed briars,
sharp furzes,
pricking goss and thorns,
which entered their frail shins.
At last I left them in the filthy mantled pool beyond your cell,
there dancing up to the chins, that the foul lacor stunk their feet.
This was well done, my bird. Thy shape invisible retain thou still. Trumpery in my house, go. Bring it hither, for sale to catch these thieves.
I go.
A devil, a born devil, on whose nature nurture can never stick, on whom my pains, humanely taken, are all lost, quite lost. As with age, his body uglier grows, so his mind cankers. I will plague them all, even to roaring. Come, hang them on this line.
Pray you, tread softly, that the blind mole may not hear a footfall. Now we are near herself.
Fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done nothing but play jack with us.
Monster, I do smell a wet horse, at which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I should take this pleasure against you, look, you.
Thou wert but a lost monster.
Good, my lord, give me thy favor still, for the prize I'll bring to thee shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore be quiet, all's hush as midnight yet.
Aye, but to lose our bottles in the pool.
There is not only disgrace and dishonor in that, monster, but an infinite loss.
That's more to me than my wedding. Yet this is your harmless fairy, monster.
I will fetch off my bottle, though I be over ears for my labor.
Pray thee, my king, be quiet. Seest thou here? This is the mouth of the cell. No noise and enter. Do that good mischief which may make this island thine own forever. And I thy Caliban, for I thy footlicker.
O King Stephano, O peer, O worthy Stephano, look what a wardrobe here is for thee.
Let it alone, thou fool, it is but trash.
Oh, monster, we know what belongs to a frippery. O King Stephano!
Tranquillo, put off that gown. By this hand I will have that gown.
Thy grace shall have it.
Let it alone, thou fool, it is but trash.
Be quiet, you monster. Mistress Line, this is not my jerkin. Now is my jerkin under the line. Now is my jerkin to lose all its hair and prove a bald jerkin?
Do. We steal by line and level, and like your grace.
Here's a garment for that jest, which shall not go unrewarded while I am king of this country. Steal by line, level is an excellent pate. Here's another garment for it.
The dropsy drown this fool. What do you mean to dote thus on such luggage? Do the murder first, and if she awake, from toe to crown she'll fill our skins with pinches, make us strange stuff.
Monster, come, put some lime upon your fingers, and away with the rest.
I will have none on it. We shall lose our time, and I'll be turned to barnacles, or to apes with foreheads villainous low.
Monster, lay to your fingers, help bear this where my hogs have wine is, or I will turn you out of my kingdom. Go to, carry this.
And this.
Aye, and this.
Fury there, tyrant there, hark, hark! Charge my goblins that they grind their joints with dry convulsions, shorten up their sinews, and more pinch spot and make them than a pard or a catamountain. Hark, they roar! At this hour lie at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shalt thou be free, but for a little follow and do me service. Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage. Okay. Frickety, frickety, frick, frack. Spirit, how's the day? Ariel.
Oh, Miss Williamson?
Hi. Well, Ava and Finley's mics are on, but they're not out here. We can just hear Ava saying frickety frack over and over. It's not very polite to laugh when you're watching a really amazing play, okay? How's the day?
On the 6th hour, my lady, at which time you said our work should cease.
I did say so when I first raised the Tempest. Say, Spirit, how fares the Queen and followers?
Confined together, in the same fashion as you gave charge, just as you left them. All prisoners, madam, in the Lime Grove, which weather fends your cell. They cannot budge till your release. The Queen, her brother, and yours abide all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. But chiefly him that you termed, madam, the good old Lord Gonzalo. His tears do run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Your charm so strongly works him that if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so?
I would, madam, were I human.
And mine shall, hast thou, which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions? So not I, one of their kind, that relish all as sharply, be kindly removed than thou art? Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason against my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, my plan doth extend on a frown further. Go, release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their sins is our store, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, madam.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, sending lakes and groves, and ye that on sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune, and do fly him when he comes back, you dimmy puppets, that by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make, whereof the yew not bites. And you, whose pastime it is to make the midnight mushrooms, that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew, by whose aid, weak masters though you be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault set roaring war. The dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong-based promontory have I made shake. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers, opened and let them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure. And when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it in certain fathoms of the earth, and deeper than ever did plummet sound, I'll drown my book. There stand you, for your spell stopped! Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, mine eyes, even sociable to the show of thine, full fellowly drops. The charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals upon the darkness, melting the night, so their senses, rising, begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clearer reason. O good Gonzalo, my true preserver, and a loyal sir to her you service, I will pay thy graces home, both in word and in deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alfonsina, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Thou'rt pinched for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood, you brother mine, who entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who here with Sebastian, whose inward pinches are therefore most strong, would have here killed your queen. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. The charm dissolves apace, and the approaching tide shall shortly fill the reasonable shore that now lies foul and muddied. Not one of them that yet looks on me would know me, Ariel. Fetch the hat and rapier in my cell. I shall discase me, myself present, as I was sometime Milan. Quickly, spirit, thou shalt ere long be free.
Where the bee sucks, there suck I.
There I couch when owls do cry.
In the cowslip spell I lie.
On the bat's back I do fly.
After summer merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs on the bough.
I shall miss thee.
I won't miss you.
Ooh, Ariel, to the Queen's ship! The mariners, asleep under the hatches! There thou shalt find the mariners, asleep under the hatches. The master and the boatswain, being awake, enforce them to this place, and presently I prithee.
Whether thou be sheer no, or some enchanted drive to abuse me, as late I've been, I not know. Thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood, and no matter since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear madness held me. A most strange story. Thou pardon me my wrong, but how should Prospera be living and be here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
Will this be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle that will not let you believe all things certain. Welcome, my friends all. But you, my brace of lords, were I so minded, I could pluck her highness's frown upon you and justify you as traitors. At this time I will tell no tales.
The devil speaks in her.
No! For you, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest fault, all of them, and require my duchy of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospera, give us particulars of thy preservation. How thou hast met us here, whom 3 hours since were wrecked upon the shore, where I've lost. How sharp this point of remembrance is, my dear son Ferdinand.
I rather think you have not sought patience's help.
I am woed for it, madam. Irreparable is loss. Patience says it is past your cure.
I rather think you've not sought her help. of whose soft grace I, the like lost, have her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You? The like lost?
Yes, for I have lost a daughter.
A daughter? Oh, that they were both living in Naples, a king and queen there. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest, I perceive these lords, at this encounter, do so much admire that they devour their reason, and scarce think their eyes do them offices of truth. Their words are natural breath. But how so you've been jostled from your senses? Know for certain that I am Prospera, and that very duchess who is thus forth of Milan, who, most strangely, upon this shore where you are wrecked, was landed to be the lady on it. But no more of this, for it is a chronicle of day by day, not befitting this first meeting. Welcome, madam, this cell's my court. Here have I attendants few and subjects none abroad. Pray you look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I'll requite you with as good of thing. At least bring forth a wonder, to content ye as much as me, my dukedom.
Sweet Lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, and for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair play.
One son shall I twice lose.
A most high miracle.
Line.
Though the seas threaten.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
Say how thou hast met us here.
Ma'am, she is mortal, and but by mortal providence she's mine. I chose her when I could not ask my mother for her advice, and nor thought I had one. She is daughter of the famous Duchess of Merlin, of whom I have so often heard renowned, but as it never saw before.
I'm hers, but oh how oddly it will sound that I must ask my child's forgiveness.
There, madam, stop! Let us not burden our remembrance with the heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept or so spoke air on this. Look down, you God, and on this couple drop a blessed crown. You have brought us hither.
I say, amen, Gonzalo.
Was Milan thus from Milan, that his issue should become king of Naples? Or rejoice beyond a common joy and set it down with gold on lasting pillars? In one voyage did Claribel her husband find at Tunis, and Ferdinand her brother a wife, and Prospera her dukedom, in a poor isle where no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace this heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so, amen.
Amen, Gonzalo.
Oh, look, sir. I prophesied if there were gallows on land, this man could not drown. Now, sir, what is the news?
The best news is we've safely found our queen and company. The next, our ship, which 3 glasses since we gave out, is as tight in yare and bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say, how camest thou hither?
I would think, ma'am, if I were well awake, I'd strive to tell you. We are dead of sleep, and, how we know not, all clapped under hatches, or even now, with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible. We were awake straight away at liberty, and in all her trim, freshly beheld our royal, good, and gallant ship, the master capering to eye her on a trice, so please you. Even in a dream, we were divided from them and brought moping hither.
This is the strangest airman tried, and in this business more nature was ever conduct of, and some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Was it well done?
Aye, my tricksy spirit.
Madam, my liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. At pick pleasure, which shall be shortly, single I'll resolve you, which to you shall seem probable, of every these happened events. Till then, be cheerful, and think of each thing well. Come hither, spirit. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell. Welcome, my friends. But there is yet some missing of your company. A few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man shift for all the rest, and let no man shift for themselves. Cargo, bully muster, cargo.
These be true spies which I wear in my head. Here's a goodly sight.
O Seberos, these be brave spirits indeed. How fine my master is. I'm afraid she will chastise me.
What things are these, my lord Antonio? Will money buy them?
Very like. One of them is just a plain fish, and no doubt marketable.
Is it not Stefano, my drunken butler, and Lorenzo, my chamberlain?
They are drunk now. Where had they wine?
And Shrinkular's riling reap? Wherefore this grain liquor thou blinded up? How camest thou to this pickle?
Oh, I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last set. I fear me will never out of my bones.
I shall not fear fly blowing.
What? How now, Stefano?
Do not touch me. I am not Stefano, but a cramp.
Oh, you be king of the Isles, Sirrah.
You should have been a sore one then.
I shall be pinched to death.
Go, Sirrah, to my cell. Take with you your companions, and as you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
This is a strange thing.
Go to, away! And bestow your garments where you got them. Madam, I invite your highness and your train to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, which part of I shall waste with such discourse as, I doubt not, shall make it go quickly away. The story of my life and the happened accident since I came to this isle. Then, in the morn, I'll take thee to thy ship, and so to Naples, where I hope to see the nuptial of these, our dearly beloved, solemnized. Thence retire me to my Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
Hence, and bestow your luggage where you found it.
I shall promise you calm seas, auspicious gales, and sails so expeditious you shall catch your royal fleet far off. Ariel, my chick, that is thy charge. Then to the elements and be free. Fare thou well. Now my charms are all overthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true, I must here be confined by you, or sent to Naples let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardoned the deceiver dwell on this bare island by your spell, but release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults, mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardon be, let your indulgence set me free.
Now one big bow, all of you. One big bow, 3, 2, 1, bow. There you go, good job. All right. Hello, is this on? Oh, cool. What? I'm here. We gotta go quick though.
Okay, well, but we were missing you, so.
Okay, well, I'm here. Thank you for being here. Sorry we went a little long. We're very grateful that you were here for this dress rehearsal / in-school performance. Everybody did a really great job. I am so proud of all of these guys and gals. And at this point, middle school teachers, I have been left to tell you to take your students wherever they need to go next. But I don't exactly know how that's going to happen. So if someone who knows more than me wants to say something, that would be great. Miss Barclay, what should I do? Okay, where are they going to eat lunch? Oh, they have directions. Okay, yeah, go. Go to lunch. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.